Well, hello and welcome to the Joking Dolphin Gaming Podcast. I'm Mark, and I'm joined by Matthew
Hi.
and Nathan.
Hello.
And you see, we're doing our very first video podcast. I believe this is episode 5.
Yeah, that's right.
It is,
Well,
yes. Yeah.
5.5 if you count the Last of Us
Oh, yes.
special that we did. So,
Tonight-
yeah, that was
tonight-
fun.
So now you can see all our ugly faces.
Yes,
But you're loving it, aren't you?
that's it. For your visual needs.
So, what we've seen in the news lately since the last pod? I mean, PS5 showed the design for their new games. What do we think to them?
Yeah, I think it looks quite nice. I like the white that they've used. One thing I don't like is what they've done with the clamshell case, as in they've just kept the same blue as they did with the PS4. So it's as if they've had a surplus of them. Oh, we've ordered too many. Oh, let's just push them onto the PS5. It'll be fine. They'll take it. For me, if they could have been black, I think that would have been a really nice contrast to the white, and it would have matched the console and the peripherals really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only change I think I'd make personally. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I mean, I think a white or clear case might have been just as good.
Mm.
But anything but blue, I just don't get it. Because when you look at the PS5 design, it's got the blue.
They've got the
lights,
blue
I guess,
LEDs.
It's
yeah,
the blue
yeah.
line, isn't it?
But it's
where
just,
it
I
goes
think
together.
it's too predominant on the game.
Mm.
I think. What is that? Yeah. Plus, it reminds me of the what's it, PSP or something like that. One of those. It kind of reminds me of the cases for those. Unless
the
I'm thinking
Vita
it might
had
be
blue ones, little blue ones.
no, but something
But
with the
yeah,
black and white
clear
design.
ones though as well, didn't they?
Oh yeah, the PSP had black and white design. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the sort of behind that.
Hmm.
But the only problem I have that is, I can sort of understand why they might have given it a blue one, because otherwise it's just the cover itself that's very colourful,
Yeah,
as opposed to the case, and then obviously with the black and white design, so it would just be the cover that's colours.
Mm.
I don't know. But yeah, I do think blue just doesn't fit.
yeah. I mean, I like what they've done with the spines, and like the spines match the cover, because in the past I think in the PAL territories we've been shortchanged in terms of the spines on video games. So if you look at your PS2 ones, they've all just got the white with black writing, and that's it. But if you look at a US PS2 game, they've got like really colourful, nice spines that match the cover and everything.
Oh, right.
So it looks like we're going to be getting that, which I think should be a standard. Everyone should get the same.
So I guess everything looks a bit more original when they're on your shelf, then, don't they?
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, definitely. So
Rather than just looking at a load of black and white text.
yeah,
Where's that? Where's that one? Where's that one?
yeah, that's it. So you can associate certain colours and designs with a game and pick it up a lot quicker, and it just looks a lot nicer. So yeah.
What do you think to it, Matt?
I thought the blue one sort of made sense in a way that it reflects the LED glowing from the console itself. I would probably prefer something like white or clear, because I think then it goes along with like the PS5 kind of branding that they're going along the top. I think is it that's how it's going to be along the top, isn't it, and then the spine potentially. Oh, did I miss that? Well, the spine one was going to be custom, wasn't it? It's going to be more along the graphic of the cover, but I'd have thought either.
Yeah, looking at the Spider-Man one, it does look like it's got the actual graphics on the spine. It does look good. Like that. I think it's just the case that bothers me.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, Mark. It's just the case is the only thing that I feel that they might have done a bit better on. But I mean, for me, as long as the games are good, I don't give a crap what case they're in.
You're not really going to stare at the case that much.
Yeah, that's it. Well, maybe the collectors out there might be a bit more adverse to it, but
just buy a load of like your own cases and then just swap them all.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, some people did that with the PlayStation hits for the PS3. They're red case, and people started using them for horror games, like putting the horror game covers into those red cases. So they look really cool. So it's a good use for them.
Yeah, just have cases based on genre. Although I would have black for the horror ones,
Yeah.
red for beat 'em ups.
Mhm.
Uh,
Green for racing, maybe. I'm thinking.
yeah, British Racing
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you like British Racing Green? I think it's an
Yeah.
ugly colour. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
British Racing Games.
It's like
great colour.
war paint.
Oh,
It's horrible.
it's a great colour, British Racing Green. How could you? Battleship Grey.
Yeah.
They can
For
go on
adventure games,
JRPGs.
Battleship Grey.
No, they won't.
Pink for JRPGs.
Pink
Anyway.
would work. Pink would work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, speaking of PlayStation, PS Plus has celebrated its 10th anniversary just now.
Mm.
And with that, they gave us an extra game. So normally, every month with PS Plus, you get 2 games. And in July, we've been given 3. So this month, we've got NBA 2K20. We've got Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. And we've got a game called Erica. So I think...
We know you love that NBA, so I know you're going to be straight
Yeah,
on
that NBA life. Yeah, I think the last time I played a basketball game was on the Xbox 360, and that was just to see the sweat physics.
that. I did buy that NBA 2K20 about like a month or 2 ago because it was like £4.
Have you played it?
Like... No, I've not played it now.
I've not touched it.
It's just typical that would be free there, of course.
Didn't you buy the Tomb Raider one recently as well?
I played it recently, but I've had it quite a while.
Mm.
But yeah, so it's like the only thing I ain't got there is Erica, which I'm intrigued by. But I've heard mixed reviews about it.
Yeah, same. It's probably one that I'm going to play. I'm not going to play NBA or Rise of the Tomb Raider because played Rise of the Tomb Raider. Not really too bothered about NBA, but Erica seems quite intriguing. So I might put an hour or 2 into it and see if it grasps me. So yeah.
So Ubisoft have got an event tonight, haven't they? The Ubisoft Forward event.
Forward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although to be honest, it sounds like everything that they've done has been leaked anyway.
Well, it won't be, an Ubisoft event without anything leaking, would it?
Unless it's been intentionally leaked. So it's supposed to be 8 o'clock tonight UK time.
Ah.
Obviously, by the time this is out, that will be been and gone.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll have some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft at 8 tonight.
So obviously, we'll discuss all the things that came out of that one next time. But did you see did you hear about the deleted Instagram post about Assassin's Creed Valhalla? It suggests that the release date is going to be November the 17th.
Ah, cool.
Now I'd be surprised if they keep that, if that is true, because that's 2 days before Cyberpunk, and that's just a bad idea, surely.
I mean, you say so, but I mean, Assassin's Creed in
Cyberpunk
normally comes
will
out.
Demolish Assassin's Creed in terms of sales.
It probably will. What you gotta think is Assassin's Creed normally actually comes out around the November time, and it's always like bang next to like Call of Duty as well, which ends up being the most bought game of like the year anyway. So
maybe they should try changing tactics. Find their own window.
window.
I think anybody that'll buy, anybody that were going to buy it will buy it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think it'll hurt sales at all.
But
you got to think as well, it's going to be out near Christmas too, so people that might have skipped it at that point will end up getting it for Christmas.
I'll just put it like a couple of weeks. Just put it end of October or something.
But again, like there's stuff like Call of Duty.
Well, do we know when? Well, that's gone very quiet, isn't it? Do we even know when next Call of Duty is out? Have they even announced anything?
I think Activision's gonna have something. Let's have a look.
I don't think they've even spoke about it, have they? It's just been rumours, I think.
I've not heard anything concrete about it. Not just yet.
It's a bit shocking.
No, it's just
normally they hear something about this point, won't we?
Well, it's getting slowly revealed by Warzone, isn't it? Like I think there was actually, I did have down one of my notes was that some more info about the next Call of Duty did get leaked about it. Apparently, we know that it's probably going to be called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, is going to have its own Warzone map. So Warzone as like a mod itself is standalone. You don't have to get
Yeah.
the main Call of Duty game to have it. But from what I'm kind of understanding is that this current season of Warzone is kind of making certain changes to its map to reflect the next Call of Duty. So like they're going to be adding like a loot train to the map that goes around, that you can like get loot from and stuff. But apparently it's gonna have its campaign, full campaign, unlike Black Ops 4, which I think was it was a mistake. But apparently they were actually making a campaign to that one. They just didn't have enough time to do that, and the multiplayer, and Blackout, and zombies, which is also going to make a return, as Black Ops tends to have, or Treyarch Call of Duty games tends to always have zombies in it. So, but yeah, I don't know when it's actually going to be officially revealed. They'll normally have like a Call of Duty event specific for the reveal of the next game. So, I can't imagine it being too long now.
Well, should hope not. What was it? It's like mid-July. Surely we should have heard something now. They like to get on this hype train. So the Call of Duty, don't they? So Activision.
Normally.
But the COD community's like having kittens. Not hearing anything about this. Anyway, let's go back to the Ubisoft stuff. Did you also see the Far Cry 6 leak?
I didn't see the leak, but I did see the little preview about.
Yeah, so apparently it's something like on the Hong Kong PSN store or something. It was like a page on it.
Oh yeah, for the box arts or something.
So it's got it confirms that it's got Giancarlo Esposito in it. I don't know if you know who he is. He was in Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, wasn't it? Yeah.
You know the chicken owner bloke, Pollo Chicken. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I've
fair enough.
Watched Breaking Bad.
Fair enough.
I've not seen it, so I just knew
Good
it
actor.
was from Breaking Bad.
Yeah. But I've just got the description here. It says you can upgrade to the PS5 version. So this is from Ubisoft. This seems like it's free of charge at no additional cost, which to me shocked me that Ubisoft said that. I mean, I'm glad they have, but that shocks me.
They'll reverse on it.
I've been more shocked
Yeah,
it was like
DLC.
EA or Activision says that.
Pre-order now to get a state-of-the-art Discus Locus weapon, whatever that is.
Cool.
And a skin for chorizo.
It's a chicken gun.
Cool again.
Skin for chorizo. Chorizo. Right. Is that an animal? I said it's going to be one of those animals.
It?
Yeah, but in the Assassin's what am I on about? Assassin's Creed. I'm going backwards. In Far Cry games, they seem to have these animals that you can have as like sidekicks, and they always have weird names. And
true.
That to me suggests that chorizo might be one of them.
Well, it was like, wasn't it? In New Primal, you could have like, it was like an elephant, tiger.
Yeah, Far Cry 5, you could have a
What else?
bear.
You could have a bear, dog.
Yeah, dog, and there's a big cat. I can't remember what kind of.
Cat, probably. I'm trying to think actually.
I can't remember.
Jaguar, maybe.
Something like that. It says here. So this is the blurb, shall we say? Welcome to Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time. As the dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo, who I presume is this Giancarlo Esposito, is intent on restoring his nation back to its former glory by any means. With his son Diego following in his bloody footsteps, their ruthless oppression has ignited a revolution. Play as Danny Rojos, a local Yaran, and become a guerrilla fighter to liberate the nation. So there's nothing really new in terms of the gameplay of that, because that's pretty much what you do in all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liberate stuff.
Yeah. Liberate, fight dictators,
Well, I think this is why Far Cry 5 didn't really interest me that much, because it's just like the typical kind of copy and paste they've been doing since Far Cry 3.
Yeah, I did.
It's not changed that much.
I just really didn't like the cult thing that was in that game, Far Cry 5. That didn't interest me as a story arc. I want to play.
Culturally, it was quite relevant, but I don't know if I really wanted to play that kind of game at that point.
Yeah, it's quite depressing to be honest. So fight against Anton's troops in the largest Far Cry playground to date, across jungles, beaches, and Esperanza, the capital.
We will never
city of
surrender.
This is sort of that wording sort of reminded me of Mercenaries. Did you ever play that?
Oh, Mercenaries.
That was great.
Mercenaries 2 was absolutely fun.
Was it Playground of Destruction? Is that what it was called? I think.
It was something like that. It was like one of the first kind of
destroy
open world
everything.
games where you could destroy literally everything.
Yeah, you could have like this. Basically, it's like a nuke bomb or something. You just fire at a building, and the entire building just collapses straight away.
Nice.
Great game.
Yeah,
Why have I never heard about this?
Because it's a bunker buster as well.
Something like that. Yeah. But there was
This you can find it if it's so much fun.
It's a great
Mercenaries. What's it on?
PS2, I think it was. Well,
the original was PS2. I think the sequel was on PS3 and Xbox 360. I think.
Okay.
I can imagine like a PS2 game trying to make all the buildings.
Because I really liked the because you like doing bounties as well, weren't you? So you're hunting these big targets, and it had like the playing cards, didn't it? It's like each enemy was allocated a playing card. So
yeah.
That you'd go after. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent here. I mean, I'd love if Far Cry 6 went into that.
If Far Cry 6 did that, I'd be immediately interested.
Well, regardless, it's another game for my list, so I'm happy.
What, Mercenaries or Far Cry?
Mercenaries, obviously.
No, you don't care about Far Cry.
No.
Has there been any other news? Go on.
I played Far Cry 4 for a bit, but it just never really grasped me.
This also confirms it's got online multiplayer like the previous ones as well.
That's nice.
That is pretty good, that. So you can join with a teammate online.
I would like to know more about the new Watch Dogs skin that I think they're going to be showing off tonight as well.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on because I've still not played Watch Dogs 2, but
I haven't. No.
I'm in the middle of downloading it. So
I was
not that I'm going to get anywhere near to doing it anytime soon. But...
It's in the backlog, the infinite backlog. So yeah, Sony purchased a 250 million stake in Epic Games recently, so that was confirmed. I mean, 250 million, it sounds like a lot, but Epic Games is currently valued at about $18 billion, so it equates to a 1.4% stake. So that's what a quarter of a billion can get you nowadays, a 1.4% stake in Epic Games.
Well, about 17 billion of that probably came from Fortnite.
Well, yeah, probably. Oh, don't do... what's it called? I've totally forgot. Gears of War. Don't do Gears of War dirty like that.
But they don't do Gears of War anymore. So
I know they don't, but
I mean, they probably got like
some
at least 2 billion from the series that they did.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Sony's got a little bit of a stake in there now. They talked about doing some. Oh God, gone off now. They talked about doing some like entertainment kind of stuff with Fortnite potentially.
Entertainment stuff.
Yeah, like multimedia. That's what I mean. So I'm thinking maybe Sony Pictures is going to do a Fortnite film.
Oh,
potentially.
Please don't say
no.
Well, they did Angry Birds.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, but at least Angry Birds had like a very basic kind of story to it. Birds don't like pigs. There you go.
There was the film Battle Royale, wasn't there? So
yeah, could be. That's what I'm thinking.
But this is more. But this is supposed to be more upbeat, isn't it?
Yeah. Bananas getting turned into milkshakes.
Whereas Battle Royale was a really grim film.
Yeah, I mean, even if you tried
school children being forced to fight to the death.
Even if you compare it to like the Hunger Games, which is like slightly less grim than Battle Royale, it's still a grim film, and it's.
Yeah.
I think they'll try and make it really fun when you dab on people's dead bodies and stuff.
Jesus Christ! I can imagine now, you'll find Ninja having a cameo, just doing like a floss dance or something.
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. It'd be mental. Oh, what would be good actually is that if everybody in the cinema got a controller and you just absolutely went ham on the 100 people in the cinema, and you had a game before the film starts.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. What if they made like an interactive film where the people who are watching it play a game of Fortnite within the film.
Mm.
And like the characters kind of just go around.
Yeah, but all right. But how does that work then? Because then you come down to one person who wins. You've got to then finish the film, haven't you? Or is that the
That's
conclusion?
it. That's
is that the conclusion to the film?
That's the film.
It.
The film just films like certain parts of the game that look interesting while the people are playing it.
Madness, if you ask me. Absolute madness.
Yes.
Won't be having any of that.
Work.
Not for me anyway.
I was thinking either a film or maybe some sort of VR version of Fortnite potentially at some point. But I mean, for the amount of for the stake that they've got in Epic, they're not really going to have any say at all in terms of what happened. But that's just what I was thinking off the back of them purchasing that stake. Maybe they could do those two bits. Yeah. Bar that, we did see a rumor that got resurrected. So a couple of years ago, Square Enix patented the name Tomb Raider: The Ultimate Experience. Now they've recently refiled for that, so they get to keep it for 2020. So they originally did it in 2018, and it surfaced on 4chan that they were potentially going to release the game on the 27th of August this year. So for me, they'd probably incorporate some of the earlier games, but I'd like them to probably remaster the PS1 ones if they are going to be doing the Ultimate Experience and have all the earlier ones in there.
Are we sure it's going to... So...
We're not sure it's going to be out. It's just a rumor.
I mean, when you said that, my initial thought was, oh, this is just going to be repackaged into 3 reboots. That's what I thought. Do we think it's going to incorporate all the old ones?
The artwork that I've seen, it's going to be a spectrum of the earlier ones.
Right.
The middle ones that are the 360 ones, so like Underworld, Legend, and Anniversary, and then maybe the newer ones as well. We don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, but in my opinion, if they were to do everything, or at least everything up to the start of the trilogy that we've just seen on PS4, Xbox One, then I think they do need to remaster the PS1 versions, because we've played it recently, and well, the graphics are dated, obviously, but also the controls. It's a little bit finicky.
Yeah, I don't think even a remaster would be good enough. I think you would have to remake them from the ground up purely because of the controls.
Yeah, the first one was mightily annoying when you come back to play it. Doing that little skip back.
Well, it's tank controls
and side steps to pull a lever. So you're like, doop, doop, side step, control, side step, turn around.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. But we get to lock the butler in the freezer again.
Yeah,
yes,
remastered, so you get to see the horror on his face.
Maybe they could put a window in.
Did he have a horror
so inside?
He just kind of looked the same.
No, he just had a face. And tried to walk out
face,
still.
Just like, I'm trying to serve you tea, master.
Cold iced tea now. Yeah, crap joke. I'm so sorry, everyone. Yeah. Yeah, so that's Tomb Raider. That's the bit of information I've got on that.
Anybody see anything else?
Yeah. And the little bit that I saw over the last 2 weeks that was very interesting for me is that it looks like Amazon are going to be creating a TV series based in the Fallout universe. And it's going to be made by the guys who created Westworld. So immediately I'm like, ooh, they could do a lot of things in this universe, honestly. Just being... Oh, go on, sorry.
Do you think it'll involve any of the characters in the games you play, or do you think it's just going to be like some random characters that you've never heard of?
I'd imagine it'd have to be random, because like even in the first game, you create a character who essentially becomes like the hero of like the wastelands and the vault and stuff, because it was all about there was this technology that helps sort of essentially redistribute sort of there's like I suppose plant life again within the land and stuff. So it was all about, you had like a certain amount of days, I think it might have been 100 days or so, might have been more, to go around the wasteland, find this technology, do all these quests for people and stuff, and get involved in politics and have to try and get it back. And it's like you had like multiple endings and stuff. Like if you failed, you got that kind of ending. You could have been an overlord in like a town and stuff. It was very freeform in like how you wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
Which I think Fallout 3, as good as it was very linear in that there's a main quest and you can't really deviate from it or do different stuff from it. It was either like you save the world or you don't and your dad dies and stuff. Which I think New Vegas really improved upon as well. I think it gave you like there was multiple endings again where you could, you could be the good guy, you could be the bad guy, you could be the in-between guy, you could be the guy who just rules over New Vegas and says screw it to everyone. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, we know which route Nate's going.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the kill all the children route.
Whoa! I'd leave one alive.
Oh, one.
I need an heir. For goodness sake, come on.
Well, if that's what you want to do, but yeah, I think the actual possibilities for where they could go with this for the series is really intriguing for me.
There's yet another series of games that I've never played any of them. So.
I played. I attempted to play Fallout 3 once, so I might have told Matt this story before, but I don't know if you know about this one, Mark. So I got Fallout 3 from CX. I'm like, right, I'll give it a go because everyone's talking about it, and it seems really cool. So yeah, I whatever happens. Nuclear apocalypse. You go into the vault. I have a fight with this kid on my birthday. Like, how dare he try to ruin my birthday party? He got the crap kicked out of him.
We're still talking about Fallout here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're still talking about...
Yeah, that's it.
Wait.
Yeah, anyway, on my real birthday, he got the crap kicked out of him. Then I grow up, and I get through the convoluted thing of getting out of the vault. So I get out of the vault. Oh, freedom. The possibilities are endless. I could do whatever I want. Anyway, the second, I walk about 5 meters outside the vault, I get attacked by these giant mosquito creatures and die. And I'm like, that's enough for me. It's too scary.
Back into the vault.
That's it. Can I get back into the vault, please? Anyway, that traumatized me for life. I took the game back to CX, traded it in, lost a bit of money, and never played a Fallout game again. And that was probably the weakest enemy. It just shows how crap I am at games because I always put the difficulty on the lowest. And
why don't you just like start again and just go the other way?
That makes too much sense, Mark.
There was probably an autosave as soon as you came out of the vault that you could have gone somewhere else.
Yeah, the second before I was going to die, so I'd just keep perpetually dying.
There was that as well. Yeah.
Oh, that happened to me in Gears of War 4, actually. I probably could run away, but now I'll never know. I've actually, I've got the Game of the Year edition Fallout 3 somewhere, so I might give it another go again. I might stream it. That'd be pretty cool. Everybody sees me having like flashbacks and PTSD when
and then you just stop the stream when you get out.
Nathan's adventures within the wasteland.
Cuts to me like snapping the disc. No, not again. Yeah.
To be fair, I have a similar story, but we can always go into that another time.
Well, any other news?
Maybe an interesting one in the football land.
The football land.
Well, the virtual football land. So the Pro Evolution Soccer Series apparently lost their licenses to both Inter and AC Milan.
Is it all they had left?
Well, they had some of the Italian stuff, because they'd signed an exclusive deal with Juventus.
Yeah, that's why they had that weird name on FIFA.
Yeah, so FIFA's like, is it? You know what? I'm not even going to attempt it.
Yeah,
I think it's like
different.
I think it's like a city or like a landmark within Juventus or something like that.
Yeah, Do you know what? Do you know when I first saw it? Because I didn't know anything about the trademark issues. I was like, who's this really good team buying up all the talent and getting to the Champions League semi-final? What the heck's going on? Is my game glitched? And then, yeah, after I looked into it, I
Figured out
saw
why
that
is
it's actually
Cristiano
Juve.
Ronaldo playing for this team.
Yeah.
Piemonte Calcio.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So could be interesting times to see whether Konami can keep Pro Evo going or not.
They should just stick to pachinko and die.
Well, you know, a lot of people have the hashtag F Konami, so I'm sure a lot of people would agree with.
After what they did to Kojima, I'm never going to forgive him again. I'll keep buying the Yu-Gi-Oh games, obviously, but bar that.
I can't forgive Konami, but Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll keep on buying.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just a
Gotta
shill.
keep that series still going. But yeah, could be signs that Pro Evo could be going away. Maybe. I mean, I couldn't think of what a world would look like.
Do we know what the sales figures compared to FIFA?
Yeah, what's the market share?
I'm not sure. I would imagine FIFA absolutely dominates Pro Evo, even if like the last few years or so, you know, critics always saying, well, Pro Evo has the better football now. Like they've got to having the better gameplay again.
Yeah.
Which I'd probably agree. I actually played a bit of it yesterday. I went back to it, and it's just the gameplay just feels more realistic and less arcadey. I feel like FIFA's kind of gone a bit arcadey again.
That's good because I've always felt it the other way. I always found PES to be the arcadey one.
Well, I've got the 2019 figures here, and for PES 2019, it sold around 550,000 copies, and FIFA sold 12.22 million copies. So,
quite a gap then.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back to 2009, so FIFA 2009 sold 8.67 million, and then PES 2009 6.87. So they were more on an even keel then. Yeah. But ever since then, it's just been absolute domination by FIFA.
When was that? Sorry,
that was 2009.
Oh wow. That's interesting because I think around that time I would. Yeah, I would say probably around that time FIFA was like the better game then. Like Konami was really had very chaotic kind of game menus, and you know, I suppose the licenses always take a hit when you don't have the official licenses.
Yeah, I don't want to play as Sheffield Blue or whatever it is. I want to be Wednesday. Like Mark wants to be United and you want to be Newcastle, Matt. So not
Sheffield United, not Man United. Just clarify that.
No one wants to be Man United.
No, absolutely not.
Manchester Red Devil Manchesters or something.
Yeah. You say that the latest game, they are known as Manchester United. They did get I think they got a license for Manchester United and Liverpool. I think it's always like one of those two that they end up getting it, and then I think they've got official licenses for like the Italian leagues, Russian one. But I always like the weaker European leagues. Not that Italian is weak. I mean, you got Juventus and then everyone else.
Hey, Napoli are half decent, and then you got Roma, Inter, AC. So there's a few okay teams in there.
Ruin my joke. Why don't I?
Sorry.
Is that all the news?
Yes, that's all the news.
That was interesting.
Have we got a question?
We do.
All right, I'll ask a question then. What video game character would you want as a best friend? Start with you, Matt.
Oh, God.
Blasphemous.
Let's think.
Oh, he's got a lot then.
I'd probably say the one that comes to my head immediately is probably like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, why is that then?
I think just for the personality, is like Sonic's always kind of upbeat, optimistic. Like if you had a friend and you're kind of down, you'd want someone to kind of pick you up, and like that would be like the perfect person who would just grab your hand and just go, right, we're just gonna, we're not gonna be depressed, not gonna be sad, we're always gonna be happy. We never give up. He's always got like a really nice look on life, I suppose.
So were you in the film? Were you living vicariously through James Marsden?
Yes.
You played him, yeah.
Yes.
So you imagined that was you?
I was Cyclops, and.
Oh wow! I've only just connected the dots since you said that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, sorry.
I didn't realize he was Cyclops in X-Men. Yeah, I think he got treated better in this film than he did in the X-Men films, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just someone who's always got like a bright look on life and is always just happy and let's go for it, basically.
Plus, you can share a chili dog with him as well, so that's never a bad thing.
I don't think he shares.
Yeah,
he's too fast. He's too
fast.
Fast.
If he was your best friend, he would share.
Good point, but you always think Tails is his best friend, but he never shares with him.
No, you're his best friend now. Come on.
Yeah. Tails is out.
Tails is.
Go away.
Go on.
Yeah, Orange Fox.
Would you encourage him to do anything with his speediness? Maybe he can go and get you things.
Send me to work.
Hey, I mean, if you can teach me some things, and I can like do the 100-meter dash in like 8 seconds.
You can go and do the shopping, can't you? Send him out there. Been and gone, you'd have to worry about. Send him for a takeaway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It'd be bad for a night out, though. Could you imagine him getting drunk and then just running out into walls, into just everything? What about you, Nathan? Who would you have as a best friend?
Me. Well, I thought about this from a few different angles, and there were a few that I thought of, but this one in particular, I ended up picking Spyro. For a couple of reasons. Firstly, Spyro collects a lot of gems, so for my best friend, we could share the gems and be rich together.
Of course, that's the first thing you think.
Yeah. Exactly. It's all about that dough, man. Yeah.
Hey, I could do that with Sonic, collecting all the gold rings, sell them off.
Exactly. Yeah. And Chaos Emeralds, they're worth it.
You're both as bad as each other. All about the money.
I get to become Super Matthew.
We'll wait until we do yours, Mark. Anyway, but it's not all about the money. Right. So just also Spyro was able to breathe fire, so he can destroy my enemies.
Okay.
And
you have enemies.
This sounds malign.
And he's got an in with all the other dragons, so I could talk to them if I wanted to. And he's fun as well, so we could go on adventures together, go to different worlds. And if anyone started picking on me, like, go on then, Spyro, bit of a headbutt over there, set him on fire.
Charging headbutt.
Yeah, that's it. Collect some eggs. Yeah. So I think having Spyro as a best friend would just be really fun. I'd be rich, and no one would be able to mess with me ever. Feel the fiery wrath of Spyro. Go on then. What's yours, Mark?
My best friend I would pick is Garrus Vakarian from Mass Effect 2. He's so super cool, and he's very courteous and considerate to all people. But when he gets into a fight, he's amazing. He's got all these sniper skills. He's got a wicked sense of humour, like quite sarcastic every now and again. And after a hard day, like wrecking the Reapers, I can imagine going to the pub with him.
Yeah, chilling out with a pint.
And there's a wonderful moment in one of the games where Commander Shepard and him, they go and they just start like practicing shooting by just like having a drink and then just throwing bottles in the air and just shooting them. It's like, it'd be great just having those moments with him. I just think it'd be a great time to have. And then he'll give you your own space because he likes to go and do these calibrations. If you played the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's basically a meme of him always down in the bowels of the ship, and every time you go and try and talk to him, he'll just say, "Oh, give me a moment, I'm just doing these calibrations." So he'll give you your own time. But yeah, I just think it's amazing, Garrus. Although I could probably pick a few of the Mass Effect characters. I mean, Rex would be awesome as well. Just this brute, Krogan. But yeah, I go with Garrus.
Cool.
So what's everyone
Nice.
playing?
So that's what you're playing, Mass Effect 2.
No. What are we playing?
Oh, what are we playing? Oh, sorry. I suppose I can go. Pretty much as soon as I finished Last of Us 2, I've been on like a massive, I suppose, binge on Call of Duty World War 2 again.
That just multiplayer.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of the multiplayer. I did some of the zombie stuff, so I was trying to complete the Easter egg for the second map. I think it's called the Darkest Shore. Easter egg in Call of Duty Zombies terms is basically just a series of objectives to get to like a boss fight in these maps. Like if you played Zombies normally and you didn't do any of this, you wouldn't even think they were there, because they're so like obtuse on what you have to do and stuff. Like, oh, you gotta put together the wonder weapon, then you gotta sew off this hanging zombie's head off, and then you gotta place it on this other zombie that's hooked up to a door. Suddenly you've got to defend this room for a amount of reasons. It just goes on and on. Like the Treyarch zombie maps are probably worse for it. That like it's really just like throw this spoon at this thing out of the map, and suddenly it turns into a golden spoon. Like, what? Why? Like Treyarch just gets really like mad with it and stuff. But yeah, just doing a lot of the multiplayer.
I've never been able to get into the zombies on any of the games. Any
Really?
Call of Duty. I mean, the closest I get is the infected, but that's not zombie mode, is it?
Mm.
But yeah, that's the closest I get to doing that sort of stuff.
I end up playing the first few waves, and then eventually when I die, at that point I just lose interest and go and play a bit of multiplayer. But yeah.
We should do a bit. I'll have to like walk you through like some of the stuff, because like I would love to reinstall Black Ops 3, because that had the Zombie Chronicles DLC where it brought all the like old zombie maps from the previous games into like a remade version.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Yeah,
they
we'll
were
have to
pretty
give
cool.
that a go. Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. Other than that, bit of FIFA as always. Mixed nights, I think, last few times.
Hey, Mark did all right. He got a hat trick. And then
that's a rarity.
You did the time before that, Matt. So it's me late team down.
I don't think I've had a red card for a while as well. It's probably good for me.
Yeah, that's a big shock, Bill.
Pending red card.
And then I started doing a bit of Dying Light as well, trying to get back into that. I think it's something that we could look into, because there's co-op in it.
Now, I always get confused by these different zombie things. Which one's Dying Light?
So Dying Light is the parkour one.
Right.
The one where you can run around the city and do a bit of parkour.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the evolution of the ones that they did previous, which was Dead Island. There was Dead Island, and there was Dead Island Riptide, which was like the sequel / spin-off of it. But yeah, just going through a bit of that, trying to get back into that and see how I can find it. It's a little bit different from Xbox for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just controller, maybe. But that's what I've been doing. Mark?
Me? Oh, well, I've played quite a few things. So I had to go on a Snaky Bus.
Okay.
Have you heard of Snaky Bus? So everyone knows what Snake is, on your old phones.
So basically,
so basically it's that, but you play as so it's like obviously a 3D world, but you're a bus. Now what you do is you go speed around these different levels, and you're picking up passengers, and your bus gets longer. It has more carriages added onto it. So basically, you're just trying to go through that. You're playing Snake, but around a city or something. And you just try and pick everything up, and then I managed to get up to like 400 and odd carriages on the back of my bus. So you're going around and you can just see like the back of your bus, and you've got to jump over them and all that. And it can get quite tough, but it's really good fun actually. I would encourage you to play that. I've also seem to have got into pinball games. I don't know why. There's quite a few on the PS Store. You can like download them for free, and they've got like a table or two, but then you have to buy like packs, for other tables.
Yeah.
So you've got like Stern Pinball Arcade, Pinball FX3, I think it's called.
That's the one that I play. I really
And
like.
there was another one. I can't remember what it's called now.
Zen Pinball 2.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah. So yeah, I've been on them. They're good fun. They're good for just like picking up a play. Just when you've got like a minute or two. You don't have to get deep into them or anything like that. So, because I did buy Pinball Arcade ages ago on disc, but I found that I never played it because it was on disc. So it's like I couldn't be bothered to like get up, put the disc in, to then play a few minutes, to then take it out.
That's lazy. That is, Mark.
Yeah, it is. But I don't care. I am lazy. So yeah.
The argument for digital only.
Well, there is that argument, I guess, but I prefer getting digital games which for like quick ones.
Well, RBD
quick games. And then I started playing Prey.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, it was a few years ago now, though, wasn't it? But I played it for about 2 hours, and then I stopped playing it because I did not think it was very good. If I'm honest.
Okay, that's a good a point as any.
You've gone very quiet, Mark. But basically, I just kind of got irritated by the whole combat system. So you get this like glue gun kind of thing.
Yeah.
And all you're really doing, I mean, I've read that you upgrade your weapons along the way, and it becomes better. You can get powers and things. Do you know anything about Prey?
No.
See how these things go.
I say I don't. I played a little bit when it first came out for the 360 on the original version. But I didn't play much of it. Just a bit of gunplay, and that's about it. I don't know anything about the lore of it. So
you have like these aliens that are mimics, and they can just like replicate items in the world. And then you'll be walking along, and then suddenly they'll just pop out of the item and just attack you.
Yeah.
But it just really irritated me because you just get this glue gun and you just spray it, and then you've got to proceed to whack it with a wrench. And it's like it's not really tactical at all. And it was a lot more open than I was expecting it to be. I didn't expect it to be such an open environment. I thought it was going to be like a linear story kind of driven thing, and it just wasn't. And there's like you go into a room, it's got all these emails that you can read, and it's got like a load of locations for people who are on the space station, and the list is about 20 length long. And it's like, oh, go and find this person on the spaceship. I'm just like, no, I'm not going to go and find all 20 people to do all this nonsense. It takes too long, and I didn't like how everything seemed to be locked behind a door. It's like so the navigation I really didn't like. So it's like you've got to go and pick up this key card. So like okay, so I go up there, and it turns out you have to go through an airlock to get to the person who's floating with the key card. But now I've got to find a way to get into the airlock. So I've got to go and find a key code, a passcode somewhere to go and get that. And it's just all this convoluted nonsense. Like everything I have to go and find something, it's locked behind something. So I have to go back and find. Oh, I really didn't like it. I know you can use like stealth to get around people as well, but I couldn't. Yeah. I just couldn't. Everyone would always spot me. And it's not just the mimics. It's things like they've got these like robots, flying robot things as well. And just trying to whack them with a wrench constantly. And your stamina just drains. It's just I couldn't be bothered with it.
Yeah.
So after a couple of hours, there was also the thing about recycling. So you pick up items and then you recycle them to like make things.
Yeah.
And so you can just craft from it.
It's just like I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't like the inventory system either. It just too complicated to understand what was happening. I just really, after 2 hours, I just closed the game and deleted it. I just didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come back to it. I don't know.
I mean, you can't like everything, can you? And if you did like everything, then you'd have an infinite backlog. So.
And I've read online that it's not just me. I know it's other people have had.
Few people got the same.
But then there's some people who say, "Oh, you just want it to be like Call of Duty, where it's all fast paced and all that." It's like no, I've completed Death Stranding. It's not a case of me just wanting everything fast paced. I just didn't think it was very good. But who knows? Maybe I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But then I played and completed Ghostbusters the video game.
Wow.
Which was really good fun. I really liked that. Normally when it comes to like these film tie-in things, they're usually a bit naff, aren't they? And they've always got like these voice actors trying to pretend to be the characters, and it just doesn't sound right, and you don't feel like you're part of that world. Whereas they actually had the full range of actors actually in the game.
Oh, that's good.
So you had Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Harold Ramis all in it. Then you had Annie Potts, who's I forgot her name, who was the secretary in the films. So they're all in it, and it really does elevate it. I mean, the animation's a bit wonky in the game, but it's and it was actually written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis as well, so it kind of fits. It's all canon. So you play like as a rookie who's joined them,
Guys,
and then
I'll just be 1 minute. I've just got to step away, unfortunately.
Okay. So
you guys just carry on.
But it's really good fun. So they wrote it, and they kind of like canoned it. So you like playing through the third film.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you made to feel like. I mean, it just sort of tail off towards the end, but I really liked it. I thought of all when I first started put it on, and then I heard the music because they've got the licensed music.
Oh yeah,
as well. I'm just like, yes, I can't believe this is a proper actual.
They've actually put some love into it. They've got the license for the music. They've got the right voice actors, and they've made it feel like a continuation of the film series as well. So
and it's got all the humor and all that kind of thing in it, and there's like little nods to like things that happened in the films. I mean, have you seen any of the Ghostbuster films?
I've seen bits of it when it's been on, and I've been passing. I've never sat down and actually watched any of them though. So
in the second one, there's like this big painting called the Vigo of the Carpathian, and basically you just go into the fire. They live in a firehouse, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just got the painting just in the lobby. You can just go and talk to it, and it just talks to you. It's quite good. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. So I've been playing them. What about you?
Me? Well, to be honest, I've bought more games than I've played, which is never a good thing because it just adds to the backlog. But yeah, I've been playing a bit of FIFA, as you know. The main thing that I've been playing that I've bought recently actually is a game called Chibi Robo for the 3DS.
Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo. So this is it.
Okay.
You can see that. Ziplash, yeah. So basically, you play as the little robot, and he's got this it's like power extension cord, and you use that to traverse the levels. It's a platformer, and you just use this power cord to connect to things, to beat enemies, and you like collect coins and power ups to get through levels. Okay. I'm only 40 minutes in on it so far, but it's a really fun game. I'm enjoying it. Basically, if you don't know, Argos are currently basically trying to get rid of nearly all the 3DS games that they've got in stock to make room for more stuff. Yeah. So they're dropping the prices down to obscenely low levels. So this were £2.50. But off the back of that, Amazon are price matching with Prime. So I paid £2.50 for it and got it the next day from Amazon. Which is great, and I've already got at least that amount in value out of it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if anybody sees it on Amazon or goes to the local Argos and sees it for £2.50, I'd really advise to pick that up. It's a charming little game, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's good. The next game that I bought, representing my boy Spyro, I got the Spyro Reignited trilogy. So I've not started playing it yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all the game all remastered and remade, looking nice. So I only completed the first Spyro fairly recently, and I actually completed it on the PS Vita. So as you know, on the PlayStation Store you can download a load of old PS1 games, and I had a deal where for $1.99 per game you could get the the Spyro trilogy, the original trilogy. So I bought them and completed Spyro only a couple of years ago, actually. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. So that's going to be good. The next game I bought is Down the Rabbit Hole. So this is a VR game set in the Alice in Wonderland world.
Is that again, a horror?
It's it's got violence, so there is a bit of horror to it.
Okay.
No wonder
From what I can see on the back of the case.
Got some violence, Nathan's name all over it.
But it looks like a really interesting platform. I've not managed to crack the VR out to play it just yet, but I was actually looking at the case and I saw something that was quite funny. So you see there it says Peggy 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but below it says VR not to be used by children under the age of 12. So it's a bit of a contradiction there.
Well, there you go.
So I thought that was quite funny.
The Peggy rating though is like separate from, I suppose, the official.
Yeah,
stuff
but if you can't, if the person that's supposed to be playing the game can't use the peripheral to play the game, then yeah, it's a bit of a meh. Right, the next game I bought, this is an absolute classic, and I don't know why I've not bought it before now, because I used to play this game a lot when I was younger, when I was waiting to go to school. So I'd eat my toast, and me and my friends, because my mum used to take me and a few other people to school in the morning, we'd sit around and we'd play Tekken 2. Now I've actually got a big picture of the demon thing that you fight at the end in my games room. And I didn't actually have the game to go with it, so I thought, yeah, definitely having this. £6 off eBay. What I didn't realise was the size of the manual. It's
That's a beast.
Massive. It's like a Bible.
Yeah, but I bet there's like 2 pages of English and then all the rest is foreign languages. That's normally what happens to these things.
Well, it's gonna have all like the move set for the characters in there, won't it?
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah, all the move sets for all the characters.
I thought so. Maybe in the fighting game.
Manual.
This is what we're missing now.
I miss manuals.
We're going for a tangent because I'm going to start reading it soon.
All we get now is just like pieces of paper that tell you a code.
If we're lucky,
code for a skin.
Yeah.
Or something that's completely pointless.
If we're lucky, we'll get a piece of paper.
Or just look at all the other games that we've made. Come buy these.
Yeah, that's it. Just marketing for other stuff.
Yeah.
And the last game that I bought. Now I've never played any other games in this series, so I'm looking forward to getting started with this one. Is Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes. So again, I took advantage of the discounts on Amazon for this game. £4. So I thought, why don't I just get into it? Because I'm buying a lot of 3DS at the minute. So yeah, not opened it yet. It's still minty in the pack. So yeah, I'll probably crack that open after I completed Chibi Robo. So that'll be good. Other than that, I've actually started playing Grim Fandango, one that I know you really like, Mark.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm not too far in. I've read a few of my emails. I've gone outside where the festival is. Yeah. I've gone off to an alleyway, and I've gone to the top of this building where I can only presume somebody's killed themselves. And I'm going through this guy's emails at present, and I decided to save it there because I had a couple of things that I needed to do external to gaming, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing with that story and getting back to it. So yeah. Apart from that, I've played Metroid Prime Federation Force. Now, this is kind of an offshoot of the Metroid series. It's like it's a shooter game in effect. So you play as this mech, and you basically go around shooting baddies, protecting the mechs on your team. I've only played about an hour of it so far, but yeah, it's kind of a cool little shooting game. Yeah, so having fun with that. And that's about it from my last week or two of gaming. So yeah, fun.
Yet again, all the games, Nathan.
Yeah.
All the games.
I've got another question.
I think we do.
Go on, Nathan. What's that question?
Oh, you had to get me to read this one out, didn't you? Because this is going to be terrible. So let me attempt. If you could live the life of a protagonist's journey, who would it be?
So in a character in a particular game.
Yeah. So who would you pick? Go on then, Mark. As you drink your drink.
I would be a woman, and I would be Chell in Portal 2.
Ooh, interesting.
I can imagine just the amount of fun I could have with that Portal gun.
Mm.
I just think it's amazing. And plus, Portal 2 is just an amazing game. I love it. It's probably one of the games that I keep going back to and playing. But I try and give enough space between them, because the only problem with Portal 2 is that once you know the mechanics, once you've learnt, how things, there's like the light beams and things like that that go through. Once you've learnt how the physics works in it, it can become quite easy. So I have to try and give myself a bit of time between playing it again, so I can forget what the physics are.
So you can get a bit of a challenge out of it.
Yeah. Well, basically, I mean, you get to meet Wheeler, who's just funny. GLaDOS is probably one of the best villains in games. Plus you get those amazing things that she wears on her feet, so she can just jump like massive distances, or fall great distances, and just like not break her legs. But I just want to love it. Basically, I just want the portal gun. That's all I want. That's what it's coming down to. I just want that gun. I just want to test it.
Yeah.
And there's like, she didn't have to speak to anyone. She could just go about doing her own business, and then.
But you get insulted all the time from GLaDOS, though. You get insulted all the time by GLaDOS.
Well, yeah, I can deal with that.
And then
I'll just insult her back. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I just want the portal gun. That's what it comes down to. Just give me it.
I'd love to do that, but then I would always want to test that. I think when everyone gets like the portal gun for the first time, they want to do that. Pull on the ground, pull above, jump in, and just do that infinite loop.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what that would feel like if you did that in real life. Like
it'd just be like a skydive going on forever, like
Yeah, but you're getting faster and faster all the time. It's like eventually you're gonna like somehow
break the light
barrier, haven't you?
You're gonna like hit yourself somehow.
Yeah, because you've got to stop one portal, aren't you? So you're gonna end up smacking yourself into something.
Well, that's it.
I'll just make sure I just don't do that then.
Physics in that game is like brilliant, but not when it comes to your actual character.
Well, as I say, she's wearing those things on her feet. She can stand it. Well, I'll be able to stand it.
Stand it. Good one.
Go on then, Matt. What's yours?
Fine. Ooh. Funny enough, it's similar to you in a way. It would be a female character that I'd want to play as. But I'd want to play as Faith in the Mirror's Edge games.
Oh yes.
There's just something about just freely parkouring around that city that makes that game so much fun to me. Like the whole presence of like being I suppose like a futuristic postman parkouring your way around the sea, delivering letters while like the evil corporations trying to find you and stuff. But just being able to just do the whole kind of freedom of going where you want just by pure parkour, and I don't know, just like the rush of that game that I got from just playing that game, just doing all that stuff was just, I don't know, it's just really addictive, weirdly enough.
You do run the risk of falling off the buildings, don't you?
There is that, yeah. I mean, one wrong move and you're a goner. So, which I think what made Mirror's Edge for me like just perfect, in just being able to combine all those moves of jump from the building, roll, go underneath this, jump onto that, jump across another building.
Yeah.
It was just so good. I don't know, just grabbing that feeling, just that adrenaline rush, would be perfect for me.
I'd be tired at the end of it. I know I would anyway. In fact, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to run like 200 meters. Anyway, I'd be too knackered.
I don't think I'd be able to run like 100 meters.
Actually, I'd just be like, can't get over this wall.
Oh, do you know what we should do?
Yeah, just grab onto like just edges. I'd just be like, no, I ain't gonna be able to pull myself up.
I've not got the upper body strength.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
But you'd get the infinite stamina of whoever you're playing as, so you'd be fine.
Well, that's it. If I was actually that person, dude, it'd just be wonderful. Just be able to do all that stuff. Basically, I just want to replace my body with someone else. My body's starting to fail me.
That's it.
What about you, Nathan?
Me. Right, so this was difficult because I tried to think of a character that I've never died as because I won't want to die because I imagine it's not very nice. But
games to choose from then.
Yeah, I know. But there's a game that I can't remember dying in that I absolutely loved, and I loved the ending of. So I'm going to spoil it for everybody anyway, because if you've not played it by now, then you don't deserve
don't know, my backlog.
Disclaimer.
I want to say my backlog. What are you doing to me?
Right, so this game, it was developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. It was the third in its franchise, and the game is Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
So
I've completed it. It's fine.
I've completed it. 100%
yeah, everyone's fine then. Yeah.
Well, so I don't know about the listeners, but go on.
Sod the listeners.
Sorry, listeners.
Oh dear. I can't believe you just said that.
Right. If anyone hasn't played this game, right, this is the spoiler tag. If you do not want to listen any further, stop here. Just either play the game or just go forward to a certain point. I'm sure we'll point it out.
Come back in 2 minutes' time after my rambling. Right. Anyway, so I'd be Delsin Rowe. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah. So, you guys know me. You probably know what path I'd have picked. So yeah. this guy. So you could either pick to be good or evil, depending on the actions that you pick throughout the game. And certain big points in the game where you did get to choose what you wanted to do that really added to which meter you went on. And I was bad to the bone all the way.
So got me surprised.
So basically, in the start of the game, all your family basically get to, well, they don't get turned into concrete as such, but they get like, well, they kind of do. But so it's your job to try and save them and try and get that power so you can basically remove the concrete from inside them that's, well, keeping them in pain. You go through the game, and your character's power is that if you shook the hand or touched anybody with a particular power, you took that power on. So I thought that was always cool, because if you had any contact with anybody with a power, then it was yours. So I thought that was really, really cool. I think by the end of the game, you only get 4 powers. There was a bit of extra gameplay about the origami paper stuff, but I never really got through that. I only played the main section. But yeah, I think the power just went to my head. And I just so enjoy being that character because he gets girls, let's face it. He gets all the powers. And eventually I get the concrete power. So when I get back to my family's hut, they basically look at me like, what have you become? And what Delsin decides to do is like, right, screw you guys. And he ends up destroying his entire family. But in my opinion, they shouldn't have been so ungrateful. He'd gone through this life-changing journey to try and help his family, and all they do is throw it back in his face. So they deserve to die.
At what cost, though, Nathan?
At what cost?
Yeah. How many people did you murder along the way?
They had it coming. Let's face it. They shouldn't have got in my way.
He's too far gone.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from this, is there?
I'm too far gone. I 100%ed it. It's one of the few games that I actually went out of my way and 100%ed, because they had a few things there. They had like that graffiti thing in the game where you had to go around certain points in the game and like tag as well.
That's probably like still my highlight of this generation. Just being able to use the controller in a way that was
like a can.
It made sense, but
it was really
felt
innovative, wasn't it?
Natural almost to kind of just do it like that.
I like how the sprays those came from the speakers on the controller as well. Then
I think Yeah, I think that game has the best use of all of the PS4's controllers kind of features and stuff. You know, the microphone,
It's
the
quite like
touchpaad.
It was one of the earlier games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
launched
I think it was launch title.
So I think that was basically a way of saying this is what the controller can do.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. That's one thing that's really good about the launch titles for any console, really, because they use all the different gimmicks and abilities of each individual console. Like Killzone, what was it called? The Killzone game that came out for the Vita, for
Shadowfall.
example.
Oh, Shadowfalls, wasn't it?
Was it
Yeah.
Shadowfall?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that uses all the Vita's abilities. So it uses like the back touch screen, the front touch screen to traverse the game and
All
stuff.
for Vita.
Was it It wasn't.
Was it
Mercenary.
Liberation or something like that?
Yes,
Maybe.
Killzone Liberation. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
I mean, on top of looking like it looked gorgeous for a game on the Vita. I mean, it looked pretty close to PS3. It just used all the different parts of the Vita to its fullest. Before eventually what happened, and it stopped getting supported, and yeah, it died.
Right, so it was Killzone Mercenary.
Was it Mercenary? Okay,
I think
was
Liberation
right.
was the PSP one.
Mm.
I'm just gonna quick check. Yeah, Killzone Liberation was the PSP one.
Cool. So yeah, for this question, I'd like to put it out to the audience as well, because we'll be posting it on Facebook and Twitter and the Gram. So if you could be any on the Gram, if you could be any protagonist on their journey, who would it be? I think it's a really good question and quite thought-provoking, actually, because we have a lot to take into account.
I just want to come back to that Infamous thing. Is you mentioned that paper trail thing? Did you do that? No.
I tried.
I
know.
I
started.
thought I was really quite clever at that because it used like websites, like real websites.
Yeah, I know. I started. I know. I did the first bit. I don't.
It was like very
think I'd
interactive.
actually finished it.
Yeah, man, I managed to complete that. It took a while though. But you had to like go and search for things on like paper things on websites. So it's like you find something in the world in the game, and then that leads you to be able to get something on the website, and so it's a bit like a detective kind of thing. It's really quite intuitive. I really liked that.
I did like the spin-off one as well. The sort of the prequel to it. The
is it First Light?
Yeah. How you controlled I forgot who a character's name is.
The infamous second son waifu.
Yeah. You know this is getting recorded, so we're gonna be seeing that. I just liked how different she controlled within the same world and her own kind of unique powers and stuff. I thought she was really good, but yeah, that was the first game I platinumed on PS4, Infamous Second Son.
I 100%ed it, and I never platinumed it. I don't know why. There must be something that I missed.
I'd love to go back to it and see how it's aged since the start.
Funnily enough, it's a Music Magpie for about £6. So a bit of me was thinking, do I just buy it again and try and do, if the origami / paper stuff's still available, do I go through it, try and get the platinum? Because I ended up getting rid of it at some point. But
yeah, I'm a bit disappointed because I think I got rid of it as well, and I think it was actually one of the first games that you could get on PS Plus. But I didn't take over it because it's like, well, I've already got it. Why would I play again? But I'm like, I'd actually love to go back and see how much games have evolved, especially when coming up to Sucker Punch's newest game coming out very soon, Ghost of
next week,
Tsushima, I think it is.
Tsushima.
Yeah.
Tsushima. What is it?
Oh, it's like Laurel and Yanni all over again.
Tsushima.
Come on, guys.
Tsushima?
Yeah, Tsushima. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to compare like the newest game to like how far they've come and stuff. Because I can't remember what they've made since Infamous.
Have they done anything since Infamous? I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. I'm like, is this?
I can imagine this
the next game.
I can imagine Ghost of Tsushima having a long development cycle.
Oh yeah, for everything that's in that game, it looks like it would take a good 3-4 years.
Right, shall we move into the Video Game Hall of Fame?
Let's do it.
So this is where we take an in-depth look at a game of high quality or historical importance and induct it into our pantheon of games we deserve we believe deserve special recognition. I'll get it out eventually. So our inductee this episode was released on June 23rd, 1991 for the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. Published by Sega and developed by Sonic Team. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you give it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I started playing that, I was always too slow pressing that, and it just instantly go into the demo.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
have that? It was always so quick doing that. I don't know why. So what's that for?
Well, that's Sonic. Speed. Got to be quick.
Yeah, I guess so.
Was it the first Sega game that's got the famous, like, when you see the Sega logo going, Sega?
I don't know. It might have been. Wouldn't surprise me if it was.
It could be. I mean, literally from this game was born Sega's mascot for all eternity now. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, it worked.
Oh, no, it definitely worked.
Yeah, so my start to playing Sonic, I actually played it quite a bit later than most people probably did. Well, people that were born in our generation anyway, old fogies. So I played it. I can't remember the year, so it was either 1997 or 1998. And basically, we used to go around to our friends' houses. And let's just say they weren't as affluent as us. So they had older stuff in the house, and they had a Mega Drive, and they had Sonic. And I used to play it at their house, and every time the level used to start, I'd be sitting around doing something, and then I'd hear the music that comes in just as the level starts. So I'm like, oh my goodness! And then I used to rush to the controller and then just play. I'd die eventually, and then I'd go away and do something else, and then I'd hear the music, and I'd just come running back in again and play it. And eventually, I begged my mum and dad to get me a Mega Drive, and they got me one. And obviously, they got me Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2. I got Road Rash and a few other games with it. So tons of fun. Up until then, I'd just been a PlayStation guy. That's it. But it really opened my eyes and just how fun the previous generation's games could be. And
so do you think that was your sort of first foray into like getting into your retro stuff? Because it was the first time you went backwards and something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Weirdly enough, after we got the Mega Drive, my mum and dad went into our loft and they found the Atari 2600 that they played.
Oh yeah.
When they were younger, so we got that out as well. So I'd probably more of a cultured gaming upbringing than some people, because I had Commodore 64 as well that they used to play. They used to play like the athletics game on that. I had the Atari 2600, and
I don't know actually.
Yeah. So you used to play Combat and loads of other stuff for the Atari. Then we had the Mega Drive, obviously. From then, Nintendo was the console, well, the company that really got neglected in our household, because I never had a Nintendo system growing up. I had every other thing really. Garlic bread. Anyway. I had everything else. I had like Atari, PlayStation, Sega. Well, after we got the Mega Drive, a year or so after that, the Dreamcast came out, and we ended up getting that on launch with Sonic Adventure. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. Love Sonic Adventure, by the way. But yeah, I think knowing what I know now, Sonic was just so important to Sega and what they were trying to do in the console market at the time, because before that they'd not really been on the map at all, because the Master System didn't do too well, and this was probably the starting point of where they started to challenge Nintendo in terms of console sales, because this was the console selling game. It was Mario versus Sonic. It was just everything that came with that, the console wars. I mean, in the UK, maybe I was born a little bit too late for it, but I don't really remember any console wars at all. Like, oh, my console's better than your console, any of that. Do you guys remember any of that stuff in the playground at all?
No, I don't. No.
I
I think usually people always had the same consoles. I think while I were around. I never got into arguments with the kids about about what console you've got.
Yeah.
Everyone tended to have the same ones, really.
I think for me, I think it got big when I was in secondary school. For some reason, there was a split once I suppose the Xbox, PS2, GameCube era kind of came in. There were quite a few of us who were like, not necessarily kind of pro anything, but we were kind of anti Xbox. I don't know why, because like they were the new guys. It was like, oh, Xbox weighs like 500 tons and only a giant can hold that controller.
The Duke was an absolute beast, though. Like with my little girly hands, you can't really do much with that thing.
Control's massive. And I was like, what's the point of the black and white buttons? Why are they there? Like, it's such a weird position for buttons to be in. And like we were like always going like, oh, Xbox hasn't got any games, has it really? And then I remember one weekend, I went to my mate's house and he had the Xbox, and he had, I think it was Halo Combat Evolved, first one, and just having a go on that doing co-op, I was like immediately like I was converted over to Xbox.
Yeah, like I don't care how much it weighs, I'm getting one.
Yeah, I was like, there's just nothing like Halo on any of the other consoles. Like it was just Halo was just so much fun to me. Like the ragdoll physics, how advanced the AI seemed at the time. Like they could flank you and stuff. I was like, oh, not had this before ever. And then obviously the introduction of like Xbox Live came in, and that was it. I was like, I'm just an Xbox guy from that point on.
Right. Let's reverse back a decade. What was your first thought on Sonic when you played it?
Difficult.
Yeah.
I found it difficult. I was playing it earlier this morning actually, just to get back to it. And it's what annoys me is the he slides about quite a bit. So it's like you stop and you think you're there, and then he just slides off the thing. It's just like into like spikes, and it's just it's like, give me a break, Sonic.
I mean, there is a difficulty spike because Green Hill Zone is fairly easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when you get to the next stage, I think the first level of the next stage, I can't remember what it's called actually, is okay. But the second level, I think that's where the difficulty really goes up.
Well, I got to Labyrinth.
I got to second act of the Marble Zone, which is the second one.
Yeah.
No, not Marble. Sorry, Marble. I do apologize. I think Labyrinth comes later on. I think it's similar to what Nathan was talking about. Like Green Hill Zone is a perfect first level, I think, for probably any game, maybe, in terms of introducing you to the character, the speed, the controls, the physics you can start to get hold of. And then like the second level is almost a complete contrast. Like there is no real kind of fast parts within that level. It's very much all
it's
kind of
platforming. Yeah.
And it really kind of introduced you to that section of, right, you kind of got to slow down and actually have to think about what you're doing now. Because that lava part is probably the particular bit where it starts getting a bit tricky. Because now you got to be precise with how Sonic moves, and he's not quite precise like Mario is.
I have to say, I found Sonic quite a creepy game at times.
What?
There's just something about it that was just a bit unnerving.
Well, it's like the design like the Bandits. Robots.
Yeah, but obviously it's like, so there's these animals trapped in all these robots, which is dark in itself.
It's just like, that's pretty dark when you think about it.
It's just like, it's just some of the bits in the levels, like as you say about the lava bit. So you're going around and enjoying yourself, and then suddenly you get to a bit, and then suddenly you got this lava flow chasing you.
Yeah.
And when you're young as a kid, that's actually quite scary. It's like when he's underwater as well.
That's the scariest bit.
It's like there's just unnerving bits where you have to be quick.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then it's a bit grim.
Why do you think I chose like water levels and stuff?
Yeah,
the worst?
Yeah, it's things like that. Yeah, it's just And then like spike chandeliers falling down on you. It's just.
Mm.
I don't think kids should play it actually. I think it's too dark for it.
Sonic the Hedgehog, rated R.
What's the
You don't
age
wanna- you don't-
rating on
wanna-
Sonic?
You don't want to see a hedgehog get squished.
Well, that's why you need to keep him alive and do as well as you can.
But also, what something that also irritates me is that I think when he's going so fast, it's you don't know what's ahead of you.
Yeah.
So you
there
know
are
when,
a few points in the game where you do get stopped if you don't like try and control him properly. Because if you just keep going forward, you'll get stuck on some spikes or something.
Yeah, so you like hit like on one of these spring things, and then you just fire you forward.
Yeah, you can
It's just
go
like,
backwards.
do I really want to carry on running at this pace, or am I going to end up just falling into a spike pit?
Yeah. Funnily enough, the game's actually PG-13, so we're probably all a little bit too young for it.
There you go. Yeah,
Interesting. I'd like to know what rain the first.
it's the animal.
Mario
It's the animal
game
cruelty. That's what it is.
It's the animal cruelty.
Yeah.
So, what was your favourite level then?
Green
saying
Hill
that-
Zone
saying
level
that I can't-
1 because you
saying
can
that-
just click one button through it all.
So I can't really remember many of the levels actually.
I don't. I feel like it would be a bit cliche to say Green Hill Zone. I feel like outside of Green Hill Zone, because it's obviously the most iconic level for Sonic.
I think it's the one most people have played, obviously, because it's the first one as well.
Probably. What is it called? It's the one that's kind of set in almost kind of like a city-esque thing. It's like at night. I think it's like Star.
Oh, it's
Star
got
something.
it's got neons. Is that?
Is
So,
that the
do you know
third
it's?
area? Third or fourth area that you get to?
I don't think it's the third one. Funnily enough, I was listening to the music and trying to remind myself of all the zones that were in the first one earlier, and now I've already completely forgotten about it. I think it's like Star something. It's one way it's got little seesaws on where like one end is like a spiked cannon sort of thing. You have to stand on one end and then kind of quickly move over to the other while the star cannon comes over to the other side and you get flipped over. I think that's just because of the music though. I think if there's anything within Sonic that is most memorable to me is always the music. I always think Sonic has some of the best
Just
music.
like them grimy Mega Drive sounds.
Yeah, but it's always like it's upbeat. It's always catchy.
Oh, I don't know if it's always upbeat.
Well,
definitely in the
probably
boss fights, it's a bit sinister.
Well, I think the whole thing's sinister. That's my view on Sonic.
The whole thing's sinister.
I think there's some deep underlying thing about Sonic. It's just state of the world.
Let's just not talk about Sonic 06, okay? We don't need to go there.
Yeah, it's no use.
Take this. Sorry. And then
Yeah, it's certainly taken a fall from grace. Let's say that though.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think Sonic Mania brought it back though. Sonic Mania were fantastic.
Is that the one where? Is that the one that was developed by? Was there some sort of Kickstarter or some independent thing or something?
Yeah.
So they were like, it was almost like a fan project. I think someone had created like a fan version of Sonic in 2D, but like trying to update it modernly, had like new levels and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Sega has these. Is it Sega? There's like a certain day or a certain period within the year that like people create like fan Sonic games, and Sega approves the people doing it. And I think the creators of Sonic Mania did one a few years ago that caught Sega's like interest, and were like, I think they approached him with like, oh, would you like to create a new Sonic 2D game under like our approval and stuff. And I think as a fan of like any game, for like a company to come up and say like, we'd like you to like expand on this idea that you've done into a full-fledged game, it must be like a dream come true.
But is that because the Sonic team themselves seemed incapable of doing what the fans wanted?
Well,
I mean, there is Sonic the Hedgehog 4 when they tried to go back to like 2D but still look 3D. I don't think people responded to that at all.
Yeah.
And I mean that was split into two parts as well. There was like a part one which was okay. It was fine. And then I think they did a part two where they tried to introduce like co-op stuff to it, where you did like double moves with tails, and it was like, yeah, you probably best just stick to 3D at this point, even though you're not good at it. Which I actually think, to his credit, Sonic Unleashed, at least the sort of 2D levels within that game are probably like, it was almost like a return to form for Sonic Team. They were really good. I think they were handled really well. It was just then they had to attach on this werehog part of the game that I think people really didn't like. So
No, that was stupid. What was a pretty good Sonic game for more recent times? I like Sonic Colors for Wii. I thought that was a nice game that they did.
It did review well. Yeah, a lot of people really liked this reintroduction to Sonic that seemed to innovate for once.
Yeah. To be honest, I like Sonic Adventure. I know you like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Arena. Is it Battle Arena?
It's just Battle.
Battle, yeah. Yeah, they were good games. Well, apart from the camera angles or non-existent camera angles on Sonic Adventure, that was always pretty bad. But yeah, funnily enough, I've just found this. Now, someone asked a question about Sonic, and it was, "Is Sonic the Hedgehog okay for 5-year-olds?" And this reply is fantastic. Sonic the Hedgehog is rated PG for action, some violence, rude humour, and brief mild language. The Sonic movie is generally safe for kids, with a few things to watch for, like fart jokes and a couple of bad words, but nothing major.
That was the movie.
I thought 5-year-olds were okay for fart jokes. Are we at that level now? But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent again.
Yep.
So do we think the film did justice to it then?
Yeah.
I thought it did. I thought...
Not that you could really do much from a Sonic game.
No, I think a lot of the casting was pretty good. I think I eventually was fine with Sonic's voice. I think it was fine for that type of Sonic.
Would you have felt differently if they kept the old Sonic?
I want to watch it with the old Sonic, the monstrosity version.
That should have been like a DVD extra, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just the original version.
I'd buy that Blu-ray. That'd be great.
I mean, if they do like a director's cut version of Sonic the Hedgehog with the original design that we're going to go with, I would watch it, but I would immediately burn the disc as soon as it was done.
It's looking at me with its eyes.
I'm trying to like imagine like the whole film with that design. I'm just like, I don't know how it'd work. Suddenly,
if you coloured that one brown, it would have looked more like Crash Bandicoot. If you ask me.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Yeah,
it is a bit close to Crash Bandicoot. Yeah.
Do you think they were doing?
Now that you mentioned,
they were just doing it for a wrong film.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think people told Jim Carrey it was auditioning for Cortex and not Ravon.
Yeah, so I think that's all our thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it's a worthy inductee into the Video Game Hall of Fame. I think when it came out, it did rock the boat in terms of pushing the envelope for gaming at the time, because it was widely thought as a kids thing. And I think Sonic showed us all that gaming is not just for kids, it could be for, well, teens and adults. And as we know now, gaming is for everybody. So I think it really started that movement.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think if anything, Sonic probably brought out an attitude to the gaming side.
Yeah.
Plus it led to a new war.
That's it.
Well, they'd eventually lose, but he put a pretty good fight.
Yeah,
did.
So I guess we'll call it there then.
Yep.
That's it. So, if you're watching us, then you should see all the links to our website, jokingdolphin.com. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter will all be in the description. So if you want to keep up with what we're doing, by all means, go in there. You can find the podcast on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, and
Spotify.
Thank you. On Spotify. And yeah, we're a bi-weekly podcast. And yeah, speak to you all later.
Thanks for listening.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.